Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Practical Cybersecurity Workshop for SME Leaders. Just like NASA has a controlled center to monitor all space missions, your business needs a Security Operations Center, or simply SOC, to manage and protect your digital assets. The SOC is responsible for detecting, responding to, and mitigating cyber threats. In this video, we will explain what SOC is and how you can develop your infrastructure monitoring capabilities. A SOC is a critical component of any business cybersecurity strategy. It involves personnel, technology, and processes to monitor digital assets for potential threats. Only together, these three pieces work well. And if one is lagging behind, the whole SOC becomes a way less effective unit. For SMEs in particular, building a SOC from scratch can be a challenge due to limited resources and personnel. When developing your SOC infrastructure, you would need to hire a team with the right technical skills, invest in security tools and technologies, and create processes for incident response and threat mitigation. Additionally, SMEs should provide employees with adequate education and training on cyber threats to ensure their data security. All this has almost 100% probability that it's too much for SMEs' budget. Statistically, the failure rate is high even for large enterprises. Quite often, the SOC basics are built, but the most challenging part is to keep its detection rate sustained. This is where companies struggle to succeed. It is quite complicated to have it assembled and keep the team motivated, as well as to keep a high level of tech expertise. Effective technologies are also worth something, and the SOC learning curve takes time. It can't be efficient from day one. For SMEs in particular, the most effective approach is to partner with a Security Operations Center as a service, or Managed Security Service Provider, MSSP. An MSSP will provide you with personal tools and processes for monitoring your digital assets and responding to cyber threats. This will help you manage costs and ensure that your cybersecurity monitors are always up to date with the latest threat intelligence. Furthermore, such a provider may have access to other services like vulnerability management or secure VPN connection service, which can help to protect your organization from cyber threats. A good commercial SOC can't substitute all your cybersecurity efforts, but could take many time-consuming cybersecurity monitoring things under its duty. For instance, log management. No, this is the basics of effective monitoring, and it could be time-consuming because of the extract transfer load or ETL processes. It's a complex process, especially in relatively big IT environments. Second, incident detection. It's basically a log correlation, the key function of detecting your policies violations and known cyber attack techniques. Threat hunting. Cybersecurity experts are aware only of known attacks, and the new techniques are being developed daily. In addition to reactive, a proactive approach is also needed. You should hunt for threats inside your organization proactively. Vulnerability management. Managing the full life cycle of your vulnerabilities at any given point in time. Network security tool maintenance. Managing the firewall and other network security tool settings with regard to the blocking and detection capabilities. Red teaming. Applying offensive security techniques to test how good your detection rate is by emulating a cyber attack against your infrastructure and adjusting the settings. And many other. The list could go much longer, but the above SOC services are the main ones. Some external SOCs are offering a combination of IT and IT security services. You should be careful with such offerings, since it's a tough challenge for a provider to combine both IT and IT security competencies, both on a high level. In most cases, however, an external SOC will provide you with the best cost-value ratio. And if you pick a service provider wisely, your organization will be likely protected from the common cyber threats. With a reliable SOC partner, SMEs can protect their digital assets without breaking the bank. So if you're looking to boost your security posture, it is definitely worth considering. When selecting MSSP for SME, there are a few key points to consider. First, it is important to understand the specific security needs of the organization. This will help to determine what type of services an MSSP can offer that would be beneficial to the organization. Once the desired services are identified, research should be conducted into the different MSSPs and their capabilities. We should at least cover log management, vulnerability management, incident detection and response, and threat hunting. Maybe you won't subscribe for the full list now, but later, thus you want to make sure that there is no need to switch a provider. It is also important to evaluate the service provider's response time, customer support and track record when it comes to security incidents. When selecting an MSSP, it is critical to conduct a thorough due diligence process and ensure that the provider is a trusted partner with whom sensitive information can be shared safely. In order to make sure that the provider will be able to deliver on the services required, it is important to take a look at their team's formal competencies and certifications. Additionally, the organization should take a look at the proposed incident response plan, which should outline the steps to take once a breach is detected and align it with their internal SOC team. It is important to note that external SOCs cannot operate as a standalone entity and need someone on your side who knows the IT infrastructure, policies and procedures in order to provide full context around the incident or behavior anomalies that are detected. The provider should also present a list of SOC detection rules for review and evaluation with the IT team. Additionally, a good MSSP should provide options for custom policy violation detection rules to be requested by the organization to ensure that security is maximized within their particular environment. Pay attention to the Service Layer Agreement, SLA, which outlines how quickly the provider will respond to incidents and how long it will take to investigate the incident. Flexibility around payment models should also be taken into account, with the pay-as-you-consume principle being of a particular importance to the small and medium enterprises. Finally, the provider should be able to share references to successful stories from similar companies in terms of size and industry. By conducting a thorough due diligence process when selecting an MSSP, organizations can make sure that they partner with a trusted service provider who delivers on their promises and helps them increase their security posture in effective and cost-efficient manner. In conclusion, incorporating an external security operations center into your business strategy is the right way to protect your digital assets without breaking the bank. It is important to remember that selecting an MSSP provider should involve a thorough due diligence process. This includes understanding the specific security needs of the organization, researching different providers and their capabilities, evaluating their customer support and track record, taking a look at the proposed incident response plan, reviewing the SOC detection rules and service layer agreement, making sure that payment models are flexible and considering references from successful similar companies. By following these steps, SME could wisely choose external security operations center without compromising on quality or security.